Good day, YouTube. Today is 6th of October, 2018. We're hanging out in the step van for a little bit. Hey, last Saturday, I took this thing on its maiden voyage. Drove it farther than I have ever driven it to a little town called Waterloo. And we hung out in an intersection where there was a marathon going on. And I've been volunteered to do music for this marathon for 3 or 4 years now, and I thought this would be a great year to try out the step van as a music machine. And I didn't do a video on it. I kind of apologize for that. I really wanted to, but I had a couple little glitches, but in all I was having a good time with it. But this video is really about generators, because while I was operating simply a computer, my mixer, antique vintage PV, yeah, and only one, count 'em, one vintage PV 400 watt commercial series power amplifier, only one. I was running it on a EU2000 Honda generator in idle mode, and it was doing great. It's fine, it's flawless, but once in a while it would try to rev it, which means I was pushing the limit of it running in economy mode with just one amplifier. Now, Scooby Van, the mystery machine, it runs, I've got two EU1000 generators, and I run them in econo mode, and I can easily run two. I run the Electro Voice EV7100 300 watt amplifiers. I can run two of them very easily. I can run three of them still in econo mode if I don't turn them up too high. If I turn them up a little bit, then it'll start to rev, which means it's going out of economy mode and it wants to run faster to make enough power. So I'm not sure what the threshold is for current there, but I saw a big difference between the power draw of that vintage PV CS400 and the EV7100 Electro Voice. Now, these sound great. I was running two pair of vintage PV speakers. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about anything, but what it got me thinking was, I want to run a whole bunch of amplifiers, and I'd probably only be comfortable running two on an EU2000 generator. Now, you can parallel these, of course, right? And I've got two of them. I got another one in the cabinet. Can you see it? There it is, all covered up like this one should be. I should have the cover on it, but I don't. Close that door. So, it got me thinking. Something else happened the other day, a couple weeks ago. We're going to cruise out of the shop here for a second. Shut the lights off. About 2 weeks ago, we lost power in the middle of the night. I didn't really give it another thought. I keep all my generators here at the shop, which is roughly half a mile from my house. But I don't really have a generator at the house. I didn't even give it a second thought. I just said, screw it, it'll power be back on by morning. Sure enough, it was an accident. Somebody took out a power pole, blah, blah, blah. I have my house set up as with a manual transfer switch so that I can plug a generator in. I just have to turn some loads off that won't run. But I just rolled over and went back to sleep. Wake up the next morning, and my wife reminded me, she sleeps with a CPAP machine, and I didn't think about her breathing machine all night. She went all night without it, and I felt horrible. So I got to thinking, I think it might be time for me to find an EU3000 generator. I did a video earlier today because I had stopped by a garage/tool sale. While I was taking a little break this morning, and while I was doing that, I throw some things out on Craigslist if I see something interesting, and I saw an EU3000 generator out there. It looked pretty pristine for $1,200. That's a good buy. 14, 15, 16, 1700 is what you see them. I think they cost $2,300 new. I said I'd take it for $1,000. So it's always been covered. It's only been used a few times. Got a lot of cords and adapters and stuff with it. I'll give you $1,000 if you're interested. So I get all kind of done with a project here, and the person responded, and he said he'd take it, and I went and picked up an EU3000 generator for $1,000. So it came with the book. a cover, bunch of cords, an adapter for RV plug, etc., etc. So I had kind of avoided these all these years because they're heavy, they're big, it's not something you can just pick up and throw in a truck, easily. It takes two people really to do this. However, on the step van I have a ramp, and this is on wheels, and it's got a pull-out handle, and it works like a hand truck, right? So there we go. And if we're anticipating a storm or power outage, I can take this home, and we'll have it to back up the house. I have all my circuit breakers marked in my panel, the stuff you're not going to be able to use, the stove and stuff like that, but it'll run the fan and the furnace and the refrigerator, and of course my wife's breathing machine and the lights in the house. So that, and run a step van when we need more than one or two amplifiers. So it was a good buy. It's almost flawless. I think it was a heck of a deal. It turns out it was somebody I knew. I bought stuff from him. He's bought stuff from me. I didn't know it till he answered the door. But pretty cool. And Honda EU 3000i, new to my fleet. It's a keeper. Starts first pull. Excellent condition. We'll fiddle with it a little more tomorrow. He's got stable in the fuel, but he says it has been stored a couple years. So I'm going to take fuel out of it tomorrow and put some fresh non-ethanol fuel back in it, get it all serviced up and ready to go. But congratulations to me, my first EU 3000. So we now have 5 Honda portable generators, 2 of the 1000s, 2 of the 2000s, and now 1 EU 3000. So happy birthday to me, except it's not my birthday. But hey, it's October. There is nothing to celebrate in October. Happy Halloween. Alright folks, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing, and welcoming new tools to the fleet. Talk to you later.